Well, hello model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and this week I'm going to do the kit contents on these two kits and what may have changed over the years, as it is one of my favorite kits. I really enjoyed it when I first seen it. Thought it was a really cool car, and this is my very first original build. And then this one is a more recent build, but not that recent. And, of course, I got this one. This is the most recent release, a few years old now, but I got this from our sponsor, Hobby Nut Models, which, by the way, check the link in the video description below. He is having a sale, and he got some kits in and some vintage kits in, which some of them got snapped up pretty quickly. But that's, part of the game when you get just one. But, he's got a lot of stuff on there, and, not to mention the supplies, paintbrushes, paints, MCW paints, and everything like that. So, and glues and airbrushes and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, if you guys are looking for anything, check that out. I'd appreciate it. Mark would appreciate it. But they are a sponsor of the channel. That's where this one came from. But getting into it, this one was always a favorite of mine. I just thought it was a really cool car. I didn't know much about it. So when I built the first one, I built it right out of the box, and I had a good time. And this had to go back to, it's molded in blue. It's probably this 91 release, as I was in high school at that time. It may have been an earlier release, but I don't think so, because I did airbrush this one, but I did do a lot of brush painting on it as well. So it's about that time period for me, but I haven't shown this one before on the channel, as it's got a lot of flaws on it and a few things. And this, it goes pretty far back, but I resisted the urge to redo this one, even though I bought some parts to do it, which I'll probably get more into that. I'll show more of this particular build back then, but I mean, it's a simple kit. Chassis is pretty simple, but it does have shocks. The exhaust is molded in, but it's got nice suspensions, pretty accurate in a number of things. But the chrome Magnum wheels. But I did do a few things. Now this one I have featured on the channel, but I built this one in 2006, which is when I replaced that one. It's one of the first ones I decided, instead of redoing this one, which I've always kind of urged to redo. But these kits keep coming back available, and they were never really hard to find. So I redid a new one, changed the wheels out. So I put those wheels on there, which these are something that I had copped it together with two wheels, and then I'd resin cast and made them. But now there are other parts available as well, so I changed those. But some of the other things, but I had added the B emblem on the back, license plate, the B emblem on the front right there, which it didn't have, but it still has the tail panel where the B faces backwards on this side and faces forward on that side, which is in this kit. So, and then there's some aftermarket parts available too, so we'll kind of get into that. But first, we'll start with this one and open this one up. But yeah, this is, when is this one? Yeah, the 1991 issue. But this one can only be built stock as far as the kit contents go. But we'll open this one up, and it's actually still sealed inside. So I'm going to get my scissors here, and break the plastic, as it's been this way. But I do plan to rebuild it. But yeah, there's the chrome tree right there. It's got the B emblem in the grill, but there's no detail to it, so it really needs a decal. The taillight panel, bumpers, the Magnum 500 wheels, the 6-pack, mirrors, inside and outside mirror, alternator, air cleaner, and then the valve covers, all in chrome. But this stuff on the real car isn't chrome, but it's cool to have them chrome, so if you want to leave them chrome, you can do that. Chrome master cylinder, the shifter. Didn't have a pistol grip shifter in 69. But let me get the scissors on it. Here's the one-piece clear glass with the headlights molded in the center of it. This one's got a bit of flash on it. It's not the first issue. It goes back to the 80s, actually. Here you go, catalog offer. One of the things, though, with this, here's those decals that I was kind of mentioning. Pretty simple. So when you compare the two kits, this is a big difference right here. But it's got the white stripes and the black stripes and the B's. But the B's on one side are facing backwards, and on the real car, they face forward. So the passenger side B is kind of wrong. The driver's side B is correct. But that's been kind of an issue with this decal sheet from day one. Now this one, molded in blue, and it's got these tires, Goodyear steel belted radials, which they're thinner, but it's the only set of tires in there, but they're the stock ones. I'll probably set those aside here, but here, this thing has never been opened. So, oh no, vintage kit from 1991. Doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was. What, 33 years now? But here's that Super B body, and it is the pillared hard top. So it's a nice body, but you know, this one's molded in blue, the metallic, which I always liked. I liked them like this, and I would build them. But I did paint this one. I did airbrush over the blue, but it's a light. A little bit of flash and everything on this one. Here's the 440 engine, the scoop for the hood right there. Then the hood itself, 2-piece, the 6-pack. The heads, the front suspension, which is pretty simple. And then the tray that goes under the air cleaner that seals it to the hood, fan belts. So there's all of that, some nice ribbing, pretty decent detailed interior. Don't think that's actually right with the Plymouth emblem in the middle of the seat. That shouldn't be there. Don't actually remember that being there, but pretty nice interior. I'd have to look at my references, but that kind of reminds me of a Fury. But anyway, there's the dash, steering wheel, which doesn't quite look right, like maybe it's custom or not custom. So kind of looks funny. Valance right below the grille, the rear axle with the molded in exhaust, and it's got the Dana 60 in it, drive shaft. All of this stuff. The rear tail panel, the water pump and timing cover, and the distributor, the column shifter with an actual lever, and the rear shocks that I was mentioning. And then last is the really simple chassis here. Easy to paint this way. And then the front seats, seat backs, radiator support, and then the wheel backs. So that's what's in this one, but it can only be built the one way. So let's put it away and pull out the other one. I'll save those tires out for a minute here. We went over those. Now this one, this is from 2020, and it says 2-in-1. So this one's got all of the stock parts, but it's also got the custom parts to build that one. And I believe in the early versions, I don't remember if there was a 2-in-1 exactly like this, or if it was just one was box stock, I mean, and then the other one was custom only, because they were kind of doing that. But there's some nice pictures of built-ups with all the parts on it, and you know, all the typical information here in multiple languages that I can't read. Now it says 86 parts from 2020. So a lot of options in this one, but first thing, well, there's the exact same glass, but definitely cleaned up. No flash on this one, the 4 lenses. But it's got the big tires, the wider tires. So these ones here that you say Goodyear Radial GT, but they're blank. They don't have anything, but these tires are not in it, these skinnier ones. And I'll mention that a little bit later here, why. And all the separate body parts, and there's my receipt. The chrome tree and the instructions here, which the instructions have improved quite a bit as far as how they are. So they tell you a bit more. So, and then all the custom stuff and stock stuff in here. So, you know, the instructions have gotten a bit better, a little more detailed and everything. So put that back. On these decals, the decals are very nice. and they give you a lot of stuff here. But the Super B stripes have finally been fixed. They face forward on both sides, so they did fix that. You've got a lot more engine details here. You've got the shift patterns here, the horn center right there. I believe those are for the caps. No, those are gauges. All of those are gauges. Lock cylinders. These I think might be for the wheel caps, but really shouldn't have those. So all kinds of stuff on the side of the roof. They got those emblems, the B emblems here for the grill and tail panel, which is nice. 6-pack here. Now it's got this 446 barrel decal right here. If you know your Mopars, that's Plymouth, and that's 70 to 71. That shouldn't be in here. 69s, they just had the yellow ones on the air cleaner. They didn't have 446 barrel or 446 pack, which is what the Dodge would have is 446 pack. But the ones that like that were 70 and 71. This is Plymouth for 70 and 71. But anyway, some really nice Mopar, vintage Mopar license plates. And then these really cool custom Bs right there too. Those are really cool. And all these custom stripes here as well. And BF Goodrich Radial TA on the tires, which that's kind of cool. Not really period correct, but 80s and newer correct as far as what goes on today. Now the chrome tree, it's kind of nice that it's bagged. So from here up, it's all the same as that kit, but the custom parts are here in the bottom, which was pretty much blocked off on that one. So you've got these custom centerline wheels. There's the front and back of the supercharger. There's the supercharger itself, the air cleaners, the 2 carbs. So those are the custom parts right there on the chrome tree. But these wheel backs are deeper and thicker, and these are thinner, which is why I believe these tires only fit these. I'm not really sure they fit these. I keep thinking the taller, skinnier ones fit these, and these don't quite fit. They may actually fit. We'll see, but I'm not going to use those as they really didn't come on this car. But if you build it as a Super B, I've got other plans, and I'll get into that here in a minute. So let's put this back in the bag. All right. Now this, of course, molded in white. And it's pretty much all the same stuff. This tree is no different other than this is falling off. Okay, so molded in white, but nothing changed here. So put that off to the side. Here's the chassis with all of this stuff. Nothing changed here. This is all the same stuff. Then this tree, same thing. All the same stock stuff that's the molded in blue kit has. Here's the extra custom parts right here. Not much to it, but there's a hood for the blower. And then you've got the blower belt, the stands to lift the rear suspension up, and then the blower base. So there's that plus the chrome parts. So 10, 20 parts to change to make it the second version. So it's pretty cool. And then the body, which I don't think there's any issues with this body, but we'll see. Save that bag. Just looking it over real quick just to see if since I haven't really opened these before, this one. So body appears the same. Don't see any issues with it as far as I like. But all right, we'll put this away and do something else. Now I mentioned having some other plans. Well, that's where a Fireball Monoworks comes in. Here's some things I picked up of his. These are the B-body door handles right here. Hard to see. And there's a ton of them. These look like they're really cool and that they're really going to look good on this. So there's 4 sets. So 8 door handles with 4 sets there. So I picked those up. So FMR 048 on his website, fireballmotoworks.com. And then comparing those to these molded in door handles that look really small, if you can see that, they look pretty small there, but never really bothered me, but I'm going to try that one. Now, another thing that he offers is this hood, which I haven't really looked closely at the hoods between the two, but some say the scoop is actually much more accurate, but I haven't really looked at the two scoop differences here and how far back that is on a real car versus the one, because you can see it's way past the center line of the wheel, but I've never really looked at that. And you put this one on there and it's going to be much more farther forward. Now this thing is warped and twisted up, so I'm going to have to straighten this out a little bit, but I literally just got it. And it comes with some 6-pack decals to go along with it. And instructions, but this is FMR 162, and I believe it was $10 where that was $3 for the handles. Something else I can't get enough of for some reason. These are the Cornet quarter scoops. Now they were available on the Super Bee, so I love these things. I just think they're cool. But there they are, and I've got multiple sets of those. But that's FMR 081. And then the last thing I had to get, he has these wheels now, the 15x6 H wheel set. And it's got wheel fronts and backs, the hubs for both front and rear axles, and all the lug nuts, whole bunch of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to trying these out and seeing those. But these are pretty cool. I can't think of what they run at the moment, but I'm looking forward to doing these in the black as well, making a stone stock Super Bee, but adding the quarter scoops because I really like them on that car. So I'll do another Super Bee with the correct decal and all this stuff. I'll see what this hood looks like, but I got all these parts for it. And then on top of it, the other car keeps getting in the way. This is the remains of this box, because this one, I'm missing a part or two, but I had a lot of plans. And my plans actually are, one of these I'm going to do is the Super Bee. The other one I want to do is a Hemi Super Bee. So put the Hemi engine in and change the hood. But this is my spare body, spare glass, spare interior tub that I was going to redo that one with. And then it even includes all the spare chrome right here, another air cleaner. In one of the bags, there's my original air cleaner with the 446 pack I put on there. Well, that's really not correct either. Here's another set of the Fireball Motorworks side scoops, but these ones are more resin, where the other ones now are like 3D printed. Another taillight panel, but here's, at one time, this was going to be a Coronet RT. So that's what this is another taillight and bezel and everything that fits that body. I don't think I'm going to use this at this point since I had all the MPC Coronet RTs, but a long time ago I had bought this, and I believe this is AFX and scale resin, where this came from. I'm not 100% sure at this point because that was a long time ago, and I believe this is available currently through Hearts Parts Resins. He offers this, I believe. Maybe that's where I got it from, but it was a long time ago. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's where that came from, because here's Hearts Parts a bench seat with headrests. I know that's where this came from. And then here's the rest of the conversion kit, which has, here's the Ram Charger hood, but it's twisted as well, with the Ram Charger scoops, the 2 scoops, and the under piece for the air cleaner, and then their set of the resin scoops for the side as well. So, and I've had this a long time as well, and I don't know if this being in there all that time has something to do with why that hood is warped, but I thought about filling in the original hood. But that's all of this stuff and some of the stuff that's available out there to build these kits. So these are fun kits with a lot of available options and everything. So we'll just put that right there. So Hope you enjoyed this, and there's kind of a peek in there, what's in there, but not much has changed in the kit itself. The decals are just so much better on this one compared to this one. But whichever version you get, it can still be built. But this one definitely, the decals definitely make it worth it. Don't know if the tires will be an issue, but we'll get there. It may not actually meet in the middle, but they may still fit, just be a little wider and look a little beefier. But anyways, you guys, thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments and everything. I really do appreciate it. And you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.